Good afternoon. My camera thing is crooked or something. I can't figure it out, but there, maybe that's better. It still looks crooked to me. If I'm a little cockeyed, that's what's going on. Anyway, good afternoon. Welcome to Midweek Musings here at Trinity Heights United Methodist Church. I'm Kent Little, Senior Pastor. It is good to have you with me this afternoon, whether you're joining me live in this moment or whether you find this video on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel at a later time. But anyway, most importantly, glad you're here. Goodness, I think, I don't know if somebody left the door open up north somewhere or if Mother Nature is just on a rant today. Yesterday, what was it yesterday? They said it was supposed to get up in the 80s yesterday, but I think it only made it to the mid 80s or mid 70s, maybe 75 or 6. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. Oh, it was a little windy, but a beautiful day. And it snowed on me on the way to the church this morning. So anyway, who knows what's going on with the weather? I think it's only supposed to last a day. I think it's supposed to be back up in the maybe 50s or 60s by the weekend, but I wish Mother Nature would make up her mind. Anyway, it's good to have you with us. This is kind of a quiet week. I think all the schools are on spring break, which reminds me, for those of you who joined me for coffee with Kent on Thursday mornings at 1887 Cafe on the Bethel College campus, I need to call them today and find out if they are closed because of spring break. If they are, we'll probably meet at Norm's. But I'll get a message out sometime today, and for those of you who are planning on coming, we'll probably we'll meet at 1887 if they're waiting. I'll send a message out either way. So anyway, that's just a side note. I thought of that when I was talking about the weather and spring break. So anyway, it's kind of a quiet week this week. Spring break going on. A lot of people traveling with their kids, getting a little vacation time in, if you will, until the last run of school up to summer days. So anyway, I know we have a lot of people on the road. We want to remember them in our prayers, that they'll get to their destinations and back home safely. With all the wind and the dust and the dirt and the goodness, the tragic accidents on the highways, it's quite a weather time in our world right now. Anyway, so please remember the travelers in your prayers. The spring break has affected us to some degree. We were a little light last Sunday just because of that. I think we had several people gone traveling. Today, there is no WOW meal, no children's programming today because of that, because we do have a lot of people gone. I am going to go ahead and have my Theology Matters book study class at 4:30 here at the church. If you can be here for that, you certainly are welcome. I do think, well, maybe I shouldn't say one way or another. As far as I know, they're having choir practice, but I don't know that for sure. So anyway, don't take my word for it. Anyway, so you might check on that. And then I do plan on having coffee with Kent tomorrow morning, from 9:30 to 10:30-ish, depending on when we stop talking about whatever we're talking about. Certainly welcome to be a part of that. I'll get a note out later today in terms of where we will be meeting. Hopefully 1887 on the Bethel campus is open and we can meet there. If not, most likely Norm's. But anyway, I'll get a note out to everybody around that. And then pretty quiet week, as I said. This coming Sunday, we're still moving through the Lenten / Easter worship series around from believing to becoming. This coming Sunday, we're talking about the worship worship service, the theme and the message is around believing with questions and doubts. It's been my experience in 30 years of ministry plus, in terms of just growing up in the church. As many of you know, my dad was a pastor. Growing up in the church and hearing a lot about the faith, etc. Sometimes I think doubts and questions get a bad rap in the church and in the Christian faith. Don't be a doubting Thomas. How many of you heard that growing up from the story about Thomas saying he wouldn't believe until he saw the risen Christ or touched the risen Christ. And so a parent or a teacher always said, don't be such a doubting Thomas. Which, as I've grown older and in this journey of faith and life, I believe doubts and questions are a good thing. I grew up in a family that expected questions. My brother and sister and I were raised in an atmosphere where our mom, who had an incredibly strong faith, wanted us to ask questions, wanted us to doubt things, wanted us to find our own way. And dad even more so. I always said that mom and dad expected questions from us. Dad almost demanded it. I can remember when I was going through the confirmation process in the United Methodist Church. I can remember Dad telling me, I don't think he said it in class, but I remember Dad telling me, you don't believe what you believe about God, about Jesus, about the church. And so you don't believe what you believe because your mom and I believe that. You believe it because you do. You find your own path. You find your own way. You find your own faith. Don't just repeat and regurgitate what your mom and I think and believe. And I took that to heart. And so I've always encouraged questions. I encouraged our boys to question, to doubt, to find their own way. I think doubts and questions are actually, I believe doubts and questions are essential to the strength and the depth of our faith journey. Frederick Buechner, one of my favorite authors, has 2 or 3 books of just little sayings. He'll pick a topic and write a paragraph or 2 and just his perspective. And one of my favorite ones is around doubts. And he says, doubts are the ants in the pants of faith. It keeps it moving. And I've always liked that quip. Doubts and questions are the ants in the pants of faith. It keeps us moving. It keeps us searching for more. I have another dear friend who says we as human beings, especially around the issue of faith and belief, etc., that we are constantly seeking the more with a capital W. And I believe that. I believe that deeply. And I think questions and doubts are a part of that. It's how we deepen our journey, how we deepen our faith. And so when we ask doubts and questions, we seek that more. We study, we pray, we read, trying to find that more of what it is that makes us us. And what it is that is that power beyond ourselves, that mystery, if you will. And there comes a time, I think, that we can know as much as we can know. And then when we get to the end of that journey, in that moment, then we admit we can't know everything, but we strive to know the more. And so anyway, so that's a little bit of what we'll be wrestling with this coming Sunday in terms of what we believe, why we believe, and what are the questions we have. And if you've ever been to church where I've preached, you know, I always have questions of the text, questions of our beliefs, questions of our Christianity, questions of our church. What and why do we do what we do? What's the meaning behind it? And so anyway, I hope you can join us, whether you join us live in person or whether you join us with our live stream online. And you can find that link on our website at Trinity Heights United Methodist Church in Newton. So anyway, hope you join us. Looking forward this journey as we journey toward Easter Sunday and celebrating the resurrection of Christ. So hope you have a great day. Stay warm. Keep your feet on the ground. It's windy and cold out there again today. So anyway, thank you for joining me. And as we always share when we get ready to part here at Trinity Heights, be a light and love one another, every single other, until there are no others, only one beloved community of all. May it be so. May it be so. Have a great day. Goodbye, and God bless.